Okay, so no kidding. A friend of mine just posted something Mean Girls related. Basically, her kid is wearing a pink shirt, and then because it's Mean Girls related, it says on Wednesdays we wear pink. You know what? That actually does have to do with what I have to talk about today. So, you know what? I do have a pink shirt. I do. But it's a short sleeve collar, and yeah, it's January 31st. It wouldn't be appropriate for me to wear it yet. Soon, though. I do have one of those, and I will be wearing it soon. Just not now. So, before I get into what it is I want to talk about, how about we get into my low, my high, my act of kindness? Well, full disclosure, my low was the fact that I had a pretty daunting task ahead of me yesterday. Because I spent a good several hours trying to think of absolutely everything that happened in the month of January to make sure I prepare for this video today. And I wouldn't say it stressed me out, but it got me thinking, like, every time I thought I was done, there was something else I immediately remembered that I did. Like, I'm looking at everything I did in this past January right now. And, like, this is just, like, what happened. There's another list of things that are coming up in February. So, but I gotta say, my high is, this is a long list. It is a long list. It's a good thing that it's a long list, because that means that January overall was good. In fact, full disclosure, I can say it's been the best 6 months of my life now, instead of just the best 5 months of my life. And just like in the previous 5 months, the reason why January was as great as it was due in no small part by, the people who made it possible. Friends and family. You guys know who you are. Not to mention, we started a new year. Like, the first month of the new year, and everything I'm about to tell you just happened. That's insane. And it's January. No one ever thinks January is going to be that good. But it was. But I'll get to that momentarily. And finally, my act of kindness was I took the garbage out for my mom and dad. Hey, it's an act of kindness, It doesn't need to take much to be an act of kindness. So, where do I even begin with this? Actually, let me put my shield a little bit. There we go. Okay. Where do I even start with this? Well, again, it was the best 6 months of my life now. From literally July 30th to right now, quite literally 6 months. It's been the best 6 months of my life. And, my family obviously played a huge factor. My friends also played a huge factor in it. And I was actually a little worried going into this month because, again, I just said no one expects January to be any good. It's after the holiday season. It's depressing. It's cold. No one wants to get out and do anything. But I like to think I made the most of every opportunity that I could to go out and have fun. I did that. And I don't regret one bit of it. Yeah, the most awkward thing happened the other night, but I'm not going to focus on that. We focus on the good here, because you have to. So, I realized this yesterday, but the day I'm doing this video, today's video, January 31st, 2024. It's day number 2,222. 2222. We're not going to get another day like this for another 1,111 days. Think about that for a second. What better video to do on day number 2,222 than this one? The end of January, the end of a month where people expect it to be just completely mundane and boring. And I've got a lot to unravel here. So, other things that happened. I did my video on the top 11 Super Bowl matchups I wanted to see, and one of them actually came true. The Chiefs and the 49ers are playing against each other. I wanted that. That was one of my picks to happen. We got 3 one-piece manga chapters. Usually we get about 2, so 3 is above average for January. Yeah, January is usually a dry month if you read the manga. Hot Ones Season 23 just started. We had a Sydney Sweeney, and tomorrow, February 1st, we're going to get to John Oliver, but that's in February, so we're going to need to talk about that later. And people I want to stress that Martin Luther King Jr. Day happened too, because people pretty much associate January with just the start of the new year and that's it. But Martin Luther King Jr. Day is a huge holiday for a lot of reasons. I'll emphasize that because, honestly, there was one flaw that happened with MLK Day. It's because I swear, usually it's the 21st when we get MLK Day. This year we got the 15th. It just seemed a little early for me. But still an important holiday, It really does show, we as a nation and a society have come so very far, but we still have so very far to go. We do. Of the last, 2 Sundays, there was a family dinner. My mom made lasagna this past weekend. She made turkey, 2 weekends before. And that was great. I made 52 jars of pickles during the month of January. 52 jars of pickles. As of right now, I've given away 3 of them. So now I'm down to 49. But, I did that. This actually happened before the State of My Being address, but since this happened in January, I'm going to mention it here too. But the nicest thing that happened literally in 2024 so far was, okay, so a friend of mine, just out of the blue, just because she could, because she's a boss and she can do whatever she wants, she's like, okay, I don't have to post it for me, but she pretty much said, I'm the realest person, she's ever known. Basically, she's saying, all these nice things about me, and I'm like, oh my God, I could cry. I've never been called the realest anything before. So, yeah, that was awesome. It was great. Scat and Sketty with the nicest family on the face of the earth. Well, the Blythe family. Well, actually, I can say the Blythe family now because they said it was okay. I can say the name. But it was Scat. Well, basically, Scat is a card game. Sketty is, spaghetti. So dinner and game night is what it was. First time I ever played Scat, and I actually almost won. Don't ask how. We're gonna do Scat and Sketty literally a couple days from now. I don't think I'm gonna do as well as I did last time. But you know what? I should still have fun. And that's what I'm looking forward to most. I went to a Night to Glow, which is a huge event. I got several members of the one of the people that was being honored. I got his widow and her 2 kids flowers, poinsettias. I saw Mean Girls in the theater, making it the first movie I saw in 2024. That was awesome. I added several places to the Cutler list. I added Nick's and Illegal Tap House there to the Cutler list. I added Rye Bar to the Cutler list. I added Pick's Pub to the Cutler list. I finally tried Pick's Pub. That's another great thing that happened. I went to the soft opening of a Gracie Jane Boutique at the mall. That was a soft opening. There's going to be a grand opening in a couple of days. I'll get to that momentarily. I went to the Ridge Road Talent Show a couple of days ago. That was a lot of fun. I saw my first cheer competition because I knew that there was one friend of mine had a daughter who performed in that cheer competition, but another friend of mine also had a daughter perform there. So yeah, I saw a couple friends' kids perform in a cheer competition, and yeah, those cheer competitions are no joke. Like, I see why it's competitive now. It's really cool. And literally, this past weekend, not only did I have the cheer competition and the talent show, but I went to Great Gatsby Night at Illegal, but then I ran into a friend of mine, and she invited me to girls' night, which was amazing. I stayed up till, I went to bed at 2:45 in the morning. Miraculously, I still got up to go to church. How, I don't know, but that's insane. So, that's everything that happened in January. I mean, yes, I know today is January 31st and something could happen today, but come on. Literally after everything I just mentioned that happened was awesome. Like, I can genuinely tell you that January was a great month. I really can. So, I'm 6 for 6. Hold on a second. I had to knock on wood to see if I can keep it going. I mean, I'm on pace to have it be poised for the best full 366 day year. Which reminds me, things that are upcoming in the month of February. I actually learned this just yesterday, but February 1st is actually a holiday called Imbolc, or Imbolic. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's IMBOLC. It basically, from what I've read, it's like it's a Gaelic holiday. It's supposed to be the beginning of the beginning of spring for Christians, which, you know, I am Christian, so I guess that kind of makes sense. Basically, it's supposed to be it's halfway between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So, in a lot of ways, we're just about halfway through winter. I mean, personally, I'm the kind of guy I always believe that if we can just make it till March, we have a chance. But, I mean, it's January 31st. And February is the shortest month of the year. Although, it also reminds me, Lewis Black, one of my all-time favorite comedians is Lewis Black, and he said, we made February shorter, and it still feels longer. So, yeah. You know, I guarantee, listen, here's the thing. It'd be easy for me to say that if I just did what I did in February, then it could be just as good as, you know, the previous 6 months. So I can make it the best 7 months of my life. And obviously that's what I'm going to try and do. But, again, you know, anything could happen. But I'm gonna remain optimistic. You know, what was that line in the Avengers? Until the world stops spinning, we're going to act as if it still is, or something like that. That's gonna be my mentality going into February. So again, tomorrow, February 1st, that's what tomorrow will be Imbolic. Scat, I just mentioned Scat and Sketty is going to be happening in a couple days, so that's going to be in February, obviously. I'll be going to the Gracie Jane Boutique grand opening. I mentioned the soft opening. The grand opening is going to be on Sunday. So, I got a pretty busy weekend ahead of me. I'm excited. Other things happening in February. The Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is going to be happening. You know, that's going to be a big day. My dad's birthday is going to be on February 5th. So, that's a pretty big day for sure. I mean, it's the month of February. I gotta mention Valentine's Day. And, you know, because, I mean, Valentine's Day, I think, seriously, to this day, I still remember day 45. That was the first Valentine's Day video I ever did, years ago. I still remember that video. I still remember the day number. I still remember what I talked about. But for those of you who don't know, look, I'm single. On top of that, you know, over the last 2 years especially, I've been looking at heartbreak in the face. Because I stare at it every morning in the mirror. But that doesn't mean I can't be happy for others. So that's what I always do. But I'll get into more of that on Valentine's Day. But speaking of Valentine's Day, it also happens to be the same day as Ash Wednesday. Which means Lent's going to be starting in February. And interestingly enough, because... Actually, I'll get to that in a second. Let's see. There's going to be a couple events at the Illegal Tap House. Valentine's Day Makers and Shakers and Disco Night. They're both going to be happening at Illegal. Looking forward to those. It's going to be President's Day. I mean, I know some people really do care about President's Day. You know, President's Day sales and whatnot. You know, kids get a day off from school, stuff like that. That's really good. I actually put this on there because I know for a fact it's going to be happening. But believe it or not, this upcoming Saturday is a National Ice Cream for Breakfast Day. And there's one place in Horseheads called The Last Stand, shout out to The Last Stand, that really celebrates it. You know, I really do want to go. You know, it's funny, I actually went to Ridge Road just a couple days ago thinking that's where the talent show was, even though that's not where it was. The Last Stand is right by Ridge Road. So I know where it is. And at some point I do want to go, but I actually have to be in Corning early in the morning on Saturday. So I'm not really going to have time to go get any ice cream. Sad to say. But, if nothing else, you know, if you do celebrate National Ice Cream for Breakfast Day, you know, hope you have fun. Again, shout out to The Last Stand. You know, I heard a lot of good things about you guys, and someday I do plan on going to check you guys out. Wouldn't mind adding you guys to the color list. But, you know, we gotta play that one by ear. You know what? There's one thing left on this list that's coming in February. Leap Year Day. For the first time in 4 years, we're going to be getting February 29th. It's going to be Leap Year Day. In fact, it's because we have leap year. I was alluding to this earlier, but because we have a leap year day, Easter is actually going to be on March 31st instead of April 1st, because this is one extra day. So that's really cool. You know, and keep in mind, like, the list I have for upcoming events in February, that's just what, like, these are the things I know for a fact are going to happen. You know, if anything, this really could be all that happens. I mean, I'm sure we're going to get other things. I'm sure there's going to be a couple One Piece manga chapters coming out. I mean, Hot One Season 23 just started. So we're going to get more of that. So we got a couple of things going. And it's awesome. And I can't wait to share every single bit of it with you guys as it comes. So I hope you like this video. If you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I am very humbled to make this video for all of you guys watching and enjoy for today. And hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Oh, I forgot. It's the last day of January 31st. It's the last day of January. It's also the last hump day of January. Happy hump day, everybody. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk or chat, we'll be here to lend an all's ear back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.